he sends your way really can stay attached to you unless you allow it. Sickness, disease, debt, lack, it can only stay attached to you if you allow it, because you have power over it. Scripture says you can decree anything and it shall be established in Job. But if you see, that means I can say something and everything around me starts, just like when God said let there be light, light still going on. I can speak some things and they can happen. The way I was raised with basketball was you would, the night before a game, you would just picture. You would spend the whole night. You might shadow shoot. You ever notice martial artists? You don't see martial artists, with the exception of when they have their little wood thing and they're doing all that stuff. But they'll go through the motions. They'll just be going through the motions. They'll train themselves in the habit of going through the motions of whatever their move is. Whatever it is, they're training themselves. So they're constantly training. So we were taught that basketball. So you just go through the motions of shooting. Your toe, knee, elbow, reaching in there. You just go through the motions. Or you do it's isometrics, but it's almost like a strain, and you're pushing yourself to follow through. But you see the ball going in the whole time. So all the players, I would have them do that. Then while we was at the foul line, so the day of the game, I would tell them, don't talk to nobody else, and see what you're going to do in the game. So while we're on the foul line, instead of spending all your time wondering who's at the game, I'd be like, see what you're going to do in the game. So see yourself, the ball just keeps going in. Just picture it. See yourself. And then the New York Knicks used to practice after us in college. So I watched, this is one guy, this terrible shooter. I don't know how he got into the league, but they was training him. So they were trying to train him to be a better shooter. So he's going around, he's catching the ball, and they had him saying, I feel good. Oh, I feel good. Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, I feel good. Yeah, I feel good. Oh, yeah, I feel good. So he was speaking something, right? And he was speaking it, so he was making shots based on what he was saying. So then now our coach in college we would shoot jump shots, and he would go, he said, just reach. And then after a while, he would say reach. He said, pros say it. Why can't you? So what we do, I do it to this day. I tell people, just yell out, reach. And what happens is, see, again, you spoke something, and your body just conforms to it. It reaches. The power of words. I don't feel well. I don't feel good. I don't think I can do that. That's not going to happen for me. So when I first heard this, Proverbs 6:2, life and death, you snap out the words of your mouth, Proverbs 18:21, life and death is in the power of the tongue. I started to look at my life, and I remember growing up in Newark, New Jersey, I used to say, well, everybody else has good luck. Now, I don't necessarily believe in luck, but that's where I was at that point in my life. I said, and every once in a while, they have bad luck. I said, my life is different. I have bad luck all the time, and every once in a while, I have good luck. So I'm the guy. This actually would happen. I want, the newest Adidas has come out or something. And so we had a store called, somebody watching this know the store, but it was called Universal. So that's where you went downtown North to get all your shoes before Dr. J's came. All right, so now I'm going to the bus stop to catch the bus. All of a sudden it started raining. I put up my umbrella and the umbrella break. The bus come by, the first bus is not my bus, and it splashes water all over me right after the umbrella break. So I get on the bus, soaking wet, because I got to get these shoes, because emotionally, you know how y'all are with sales and stuff. I just got to get these shoes. I get on the bus, soaking wet, get down there, they don't have no more. and get back, soaking wet, it's raining, because I ain't got no umbrella now, then I get sick. So after a while, I start saying, it's probably not going to happen. And it would never happen. So I said, man, that snare by the words of your mouth, I could see that playing out in my life. So I said, let me just shift it. So I stopped saying, I don't think it's going to be happening. It's probably going to happen. This is going to happen. Like just now, I just said, we're going to give you guys a testimony. Right? So when I said you guys give me so I change what I say. And most of the, actually, for the history of us being together, we say stuff and it be happening. We have a vision, we confess the vision every day. And stuff manifests, phenomenally manifests. You're snared by the words of your mouth. So it's that creative power. So don't let the adversary render you deaf and dumb because you can't reprove anything, you can't bind and loose anything. That's dangerous to be in a position where you're hearing impaired or your vision impaired to a point where you can't, like you're stuck in whatever he throws on your life because you can't. You know how, like, when you're really going through stuff, you just don't feel like saying nothing. Or you make this statement, I don't know what to say. and something in you, like, just, somebody try to pump you up, be all positive, shut up. You know, you just like, because, you know, and Lord knows somebody throw in a positive scripture, you're like, man, be quiet. You're like, you don't want to hear nothing. You don't want to talk to nobody. And his job is to render you deaf and dumb. So you don't want to take the ability to hear and to speak for granted. Matthew 4, and this is after Jesus went through his test in the wilderness. So he went through his test in the wilderness, and he comes out of the wilderness with power. Again, creative power to bind and loose some things. So verse 23, Jesus went about Galilee, teaching in the synagogues. Key point is teaching and preaching the gospel of the kingdom. Second point is preaching and healing all manner of sickness and all manner of diseases amongst the people. And it says his fame went to all Syria, and they brought unto him all sick people that were taken with divers or different types of diseases and torments, and those which were possessed with devils, and those which were lunatic or crazy, and those that had palsy, and he healed them. So first he came into town, it says he taught them because they needed a certain understanding. Then it said he preached them, so he inspired them. Then it said he healed everybody. So he just didn't show up healing. He tried to get them to see, remember the entrance of the word bringeth light gives understanding to the simple. So he gave them the bread of life, and then he gave them the life from the bread. Right? So he gave them the bread of life, and then he gave them life from the bread. So he came healing and that's the value of the word. The value of the word is it does something. You see things different. When you start to understand, it's an amazing thing. I remember, I'm always using sports examples because I play sports, but I remember in college, I'm standing on the sidelines, we were practicing, and so we had a trainer, and we thought, we could have been wrong, but we thought that in his coffee was some type of liquor or something, because we just thought that. So he comes out, and we're playing, we're practicing. He said, man, you young kids today, you make the game so hard. So when he said it, see, I'm looking at the guy sitting here with a gut, and I'm a baller, so I can jump, I can leap, I can run, you can barely move. I'm like, what you know about basketball? Like, to me, it's just, so he's actually saying something, but I didn't pay him no mind. I didn't listen. So as I got older, I get his point. We was making it hard. We were working a lot harder than we needed to. So if I would have heard him, I would have sought to understand. When you understand, things are a lot easier in this life. But if you don't understand, you deal with things that are unnecessary. You deal with stresses. You deal with pains. You deal with sickness and diseases. You got people work hard to get millions of dollars, but all the money in the world ain't gonna heal you. I know people with tremendous amount of money. It's not healing their kids. You take God for that. Or some people that's worked so hard to finally get to their dream, and they have a career in the injury. The scripture says this. It says, God's words are life to those that find them and health to all their flesh. Proverbs 4:22. So this word is life to them that find them. So the more I discover what this word is saying, the more life I get in me, and the more health. So imagine operating in having a healthy and a free life. It helps you in every other aspect of what you're trying to do, because you can't carry weight into your dreams. The weight, the stress, fear, debt, depression, all that stuff steals the life of your dreams. Now, so now you can probably understand how some people are in their dream, and we looking on the outside going, well, why did they kill themselves? They were living their dream. Like, dude, you had like a 11-car garage. Like, why would you try to drive over a cliff? Because that money and that wealth. See, again, to try to get to it is almost a distraction for all the stuff you're dealing with. But then once you get it, you're like, okay, I got everything. Now what? I thought by now I would be fulfilled. I thought by now I wouldn't have this weight. So I didn't work to find out how to get rid of the weight. I just figured once I get to what they say is the dream, all the weight will leave. No, the finances just magnify the weight that you was carrying in the first place. So you want to do both. You want to get to your dream, but you want to be fulfilled when you get there. You don't want to just have success. Plenty of people have success. See, because you're carrying weight into your dream. And that's where the God piece, that's where the healing, that's where having the bread of life, not just getting enough to get to a dream, just to touch it. You want to be fulfilled when you get there. And that's where God peace comes in. Same thing with family. So, I talked about sports, or it could be business. Same thing with family. You don't want to build your family. You're doing all this work to sacrifice to make sure your children get here and there. But if you don't assist them and assist yourself with doing something with this weight, same thing. Your family gets to a place and it falls. I won't say the person's name, but there's one person who rose so much, and everything he did in his career was for his family. His son killed himself. See, because while he was rising, he wasn't eating or absorbing what it takes to make sure the family didn't carry the weight. And so it kind of took the life out of his dream. Because you're not trying to get to the dream at the expense of a son, daughter, or anybody else. You understand what I'm saying? All right, so let's start with the people online. What did we learn today?
Thanks for tuning into Heirs TV. The completion of this video or entire audio can be accessed at our website at www.heirscc.org or on Heirs CCC channel, YouTube, and Heirs Radio via SoundCloud and iTunes. Donations can be given at our website. Thank you. Remember, at Heirs, we believe we're just what you prayed for.